Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2013, and you could be thinking of pastures new this month. I think you could be thinking about how you can go beyond, how you can sort of push the envelope a little bit more, even though it is a month of responsibilities, perhaps more responsibility, and you more career orientated or work orientated or just orientated towards your general life direction and where you want to get to from here. There is this feeling of new horizons. There's this feeling of getting the education or the advice or the mentoring, the counseling, enrolling in a course or taking off and plunging into an environment which is unfamiliar, or if it's not unfamiliar, it's teaching you something, so you're learning through doing it. So this is a great time to shake off the cobwebs in maybe just your attitude, or if it's not to do with the day job, then what you're doing outside of work, and just stretching yourself in a new kind of a way. I mean, it might be physical stretching like yoga, of course, but just stretching yourself, doing things in a new kind of a way, getting a fresh perspective on things, which shows you a different angle on something. And this is definitely the right moment to launch into a new venture, a new enterprise, in fact. Or maybe partly what this is that you're dreaming about it, you're creating it, and you are actually looking into, because this position of Mars, which is what I'm looking at, is to do with travel, which is one of your favorite things. If it's not travel physically, then it'll be travel mentally. It's going beyond the known, the grass is greener on the other side, and all that stuff is very much a Sagittarian theme. So getting something looking at it from a different angle, or maybe getting the teaching that you've been seeking, because this is also a very spiritual area, so getting the spiritual teaching here, which gives you a very much different slant on something, gives you more insight into something. Now, the position of the Sun and Mercury until the 23rd is in actually quite a worldly area. It's to do with career, or simply work, and you've got to think about that. You've got to think about being consistent and responsible and so on. But also, it can, if it's not about that, it can be about having to deal more with officials or parental figures or teachers, guardians, anyone in authority, really. And you've got to think about your behavior. You've got to think about the outer image, you see. So that can mean that some of you are more aware of how you package something, how you come across, how you maybe come up to a certain standard, and thinking about reputation as well, and reliability, I would say. But you're keener yourself to show authority. You're keener yourself to come across in a consistent, reliable sort of a way, because others may be looking to you in that kind of a way as well, to show this determination, maybe consistent behavior, and to come up to a standard. Now, of course, it mustn't be completely ridiculously high standard, because nobody can do that, but or if you can, then it's only in degrees, in stages, but being very much aware of the more worldly side of yourself, and the professional side, or just if you don't want to call it that, then call it your goals, your targets, your aims at the moment. And a Sagittarian does need a target. Without a target, you are not being the clear seeing archer of the zodiac. That's what you are. You need to be aiming. You are very far-sighted. You're the centaur. So the centaur is very far-sighted and needs to see far. And then aim far into the future. Then from the 23rd, the Sun moves into an area which is very progressive, very future orientated, far faster and upbeat than the previous area. And you could be linking with people from the past, connecting with old friends, making new friends or new contacts, and connecting in with a group of some kind. A group of kindred spirits, or a group of people who have an interest or a lifestyle in common, or a group with whom you share something which is fundamental. Maybe you're trying to get into a group and then become, one of that club, as it were. It could be in your non-working time, out of working hours, or in working hours, or both. But it's a very future-orientated period when you may be able finally to achieve an aim or a hope that has been close to your heart, or something that's been on the back burner for a very long time. It's been there for ages, and you've just been waiting for it to become possible to go forwards on that. And Mercury is in the same area as the Sun, is in this quite career-orientated area up until the 23rd. So your ideas, your conversations, your correspondence could be centered around short-term plans, longer-term goals, and where you're going from here in life. And very much you are getting the feedback. You should be keeping your eyes and ears open, listening to what's new on the block. And others may see you as a sort of an agent or go-between figure as well, with Mercury there. Also, communications equipment, or so the technical side, anyway, of communications equipment may be more on your mind, or it can be that vehicles, travel, transport, those at a distance, they're more on your mind up until the 9th. From the 9th to the 29th, then Mercury also goes into this, Mercury gets into this very future-orientated area before the Sun. Mercury comes in there on the 9th and stays until the 29th, meaning that your mental focus will be on the future and new contacts, group associations, networking, all of that will be important. Also, this is a very almost unpredictable area, so you've got to be adaptable, you've got to be versatile, and you are that. That's so doable for you, Sagittarius, so that's fine, but you will have to be sort of on your toes sometimes, maybe thinking along unusual new lines and keeping your wits about you. Friendships, old friendships could become more relevant, but also new friendships. You could be making new friends there too as well. And it's all information exchange. It's all just a wonderful sort of streaming of threads, of different threads of input, output, resourcing, and broadcasting information, knowledge. Information is different to knowledge, but the pair of them is more likely there, and you getting your head around new things. Now, until the 11th, friends and acquaintances are very well starred. You're likely to feel the support of others, the kindness of others there, and also you getting on with something, you connecting with people that you've hoped to connect with for a very long time. It can be like that. Fresh associations, networking, group work, group connecting, group efforts, team efforts, all of this will benefit from Venus's very sociable, helpful kind of attitude here. And you can find that it's very reciprocal. So, you scratch their back, they scratch yours, sort of thing. So that's a really good energy to have alongside the position of the Sun, which is in this more serious, ambitious, get out there and achieve in the world area. And you could be seen in a very friendly light by others, and valued for your contribution, but also you could be seeing certain others in a very friendly light and valuing them very much for their contribution. If it's not friendly, then at least it's practically useful to you. And then from the 11th, Venus is in a more background sort of an area, you keeping your own counsel, keeping your cards closer to your chest, maybe connecting with others in a friendly way, but within a sort of within the castle walls, within a little bubble, within a cloistered type of environment where you kind of just draw up the drawbridge. And sometimes you just got to, because sometimes Sagittarius, you engage mouth before head, really. But actually this is the time when you've got to be a little bit more careful, and you've just got to perhaps button your lip every now and again when you feel like just being spontaneous with people and hitting them over the head with the truth, which is always very well meant. But you just need to, maybe there's more going on within you, so you just pull back, you just stay at one remove. Maybe you could be admiring somebody from a distance, it could be like that, or that's in a romantic sense, or maybe you're just needing to keep your true feelings closer to your chest, and not blurting it all out all at once, putting your cards on the table. But during that transit there, you can get more inner certainty and balance and equilibrium, so it's a great transit really for you yourself in a private kind of a way. But also during that time there, you will be called upon to support and facilitate others more, I would guess. And you need to look after yourself, you need to look after your time, you pace yourself. And this closed circle, this close-knit environment can be very healing and nurturing in lots of ways, either for you or for them. But you need to develop yourself, you need to be more boundaried yourself. And some of you may be interested in using your imagination, doing artistic work at this time. But just, be a bit more self-protective and do beautiful healing things for yourself when you get the chance. Now, watch out though for around the 18th and the 19th, when there could be more pressure on you. Things feel like harder work. It could be on a professional basis with others, or it might not be. It might be in your personal life. But whatever it is, you've got to be a little bit more, shall we say, circumspect, cautious there. That's because Venus is flitting across the degree of Saturn at that time. It doesn't last very long, but it can just be more challenging, maybe emotionally, maybe financially, just for such a brief moment, but perhaps not schedule anything too important if you can for those couple of days there, and just don't expect, goodies from others, or appreciation from too much appreciation from others. Just don't expect it, and then if you do get some, that'll be a nice surprise. Mars is in this area of you getting into a new area, you learning new things, which I mentioned before, so I don't have to go over that one again. But I just want to mention Neptune for you early Sagittarians is just watch that, because Neptune is in quite a hard angle to your sun sign at the moment, particularly you Sagittarians born 23rd to 26th of November, or with 2 to 5 degrees rising. It can sort of make you feel uncertain, or things muddling things up, and you can be a bit of a martyr really, which you don't need to, or you may feel guilty, or you may not quite know where you stand or where somebody else stands and what they're feeling. I don't know. There's lots of scenarios there. But on the plus side, if you're working with Neptune correctly, then anything in the arts, anything to do with imaginative work, spiritual work, healing work, charities, catering, just putting yourself out there for a common cause in some way, will give you brownie points in heaven. But also your compassionate side should be allowed to come up more with Neptune here. But also don't forget that compassion for yourself and getting into therapeutic practices for yourself, particularly yoga even, yes. The great teacher yoga, you see, that's what your sign is. That was a kind of Freudian slip. That's what your sign is, the great teacher and sage. really, of the zodiac. But of course, you come into that. You just come into that after you've got the scars and the knocks of life. Then you come into that maybe when you've gone through those. You don't have to be old, but you just have to go through a few things before you get that kind of, PhD really. Although you can just graduate up the levels, I suppose. But anyway, I'm completely going in the wrong direction here. So yes, just watch out for, be aware of that. Now, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is now in an area which is a very deep area of your chart, meaning that you can grow and expand through deeper, more involved associations with others. This is good news for those of you in a romantic connection or with a partner, because actually you begin to kind of interface, that's not quite the right word, but merge is more the right word, with that other in a way where you are learning huge amounts from it. It's a very special key relationship, I would say. And if you're not in it now, then you're very likely to get into one. And also, somebody is likely to be there a little bit more, or something is likely to be there where you get help in material ways with resources, finances, and so on during this long transit of Jupiter until next July. And it could be a different financial strategy, a different way of income or budgeting, or you set things up differently, you get things organized in a different kind of a way where you've got another resource there that is just helping you, just giving that a bit of a boost. And it can mean that you do quite well out of that, but it can also mean some kind of debt is being paid off. You are able to pay off a debt, or somebody's paying it off to you, or it's literally a windfall. But it can be a moral debt. It might be like that, or it might be the both of them. And you Sagittarians born 5th to 11th of December, or 13 to 19 degrees Sagittarius rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then Saturn's in the sign before yours until into 2015. So this is a time of preparation in your life, and it actually pops in 2014 in the very early degrees. But you should be beavering away behind the scenes, sorting yourself out, Sagittarius. You may be getting into therapeutic practices, and you should be working more on a project behind the scenes, working on a good cause maybe, or in a charitable kind of a way, but also being there as a facilitator and a supporter of others, and you're learning from that too. And this wonderful vibration coming still from the Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune planets all being in water signs until July next year for Jupiter, meaning that you can tie up loose ends from a previous cycle, find closure, put your house in order, and heal. Really, there's a lots of healing that can be done over these many months, and you will be building a new foundation when Saturn comes into your sign. So you need to do that healing now, and that putting your house in order now. And that's it for September. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. That'll give another slant on what I've said here. And also, if you want to know about the other slow moving planets and how they may be affecting your sign and which part of your sign this month, go to my website, and that's updated every month. And I'll see you the next time.